Well, that sucked. The Blue Jays drop a game 5-4 to open their series with the Detroit Tigers. They're now 21 and 23 on the year. And I know we keep saying this, but they've got to get it going soon. We've got to get back to 500. We've got to get over 500. Nobody is taking off with the AL East right now. It is wide open, and we've got to start taking advantage of some of these games that we could be winning. Now, this was a tale of two games. The first five or so innings were absolutely garbage. Jays looked flat. They were getting nothing going off Flaherty. It looked like it was going to be a long night of very one-sided baseball. And then the last four innings were pretty good. We battled back. We made it a competitive, fun game, but ultimately came up short. Now, it was Bowden Francis versus Jack Flaherty, so you're not loving the pitching matchup just based on how good Flaherty's been and how bad Francis has been, mostly very recently. But, yeah, let's get into the recap now. So Francis has a clean first inning, and then right in the bottom of the first, Bichette leads off with a double to left field. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. comes up, and he takes a fastball right down the middle, and I was calling this watching it. I was like, okay, fastball right down the middle. There was a knuckle curve first, and then the fastball, and I was like, great. He was sitting knuckle curve. He took a fastball right down the middle because he's just looking knuckle curve. And then boom, knuckle curve that starts looking right down the middle again like a fastball and then takes off outside, way off the plate. Guerrero Jr. swings at it. Strike three, you're out. Varsho then strikes out after him. Springer grounds out, and you get nothing from the leadoff double, which is just pretty much unacceptable in my opinion. We've got to start coming through on some of those more often. Then in the second, it comes back to bite us. Instead of being up a run or two, we are in a 0-0 game, and Riley Green homers to start the inning. 1-0 Detroit. There was some traffic on the bases after that, but Bowden Francis did manage to get out of it. And then in the bottom of the second, Jack Flaherty still pitching, goes 3 up, 3 down as Lucas lined into a double play. It was a nice diving catch by Javi Baez into the gap. Barger was rounded second, heading to third, slammed on the brakes, tries to get back, but he's still out by probably 15 or 20 feet. Great catch, not ideal base running. Someone should have been telling him to at least freeze, let alone, he was going as though he was trying to score on the play, and it looked pretty bad, but it happens sometimes. Bowden Francis gets through the third as well. Again, he gave up a single to Carpenter and Torres to start up the inning, but then he gets a strikeout, a flyout, and a line out to get out of it. So good work on him. His pitch count was getting up there, though. Through three, I think he was up over 50 pitches. And in the bottom of the third, we see Michael Stefanik's finally in the game. He singles to right. Clase flies out. Bichette strikes out. Guerrero grounds out. So nothing doing with the leadoff single. And then again, McKinstry leads off the fourth with a home run. Now, Bowden Francis just refuses to keep the ball in the ballpark. He lets up more home runs than anybody, and it's been pretty much every single game. Even when he's looking pretty good, he will get strikeouts. He'll get a couple clean innings, and then just boom, just runs into more home runs again. It's almost unbelievable how many home run balls he's giving up. Flaherty's still going good in the bottom of the fourth. He gets us 3 up, 3 down, and this is where it's starting to feel pretty doom and gloom. We're only down 2-0, but it's just the way the game's going. We've watched so many of these this year where it's like our offense isn't clicking, our pitching is letting up the long ball, and we just are kind of writing this script in our mind. Top of five, things start to get ugly for us. Carpenter leads off with a single to right. Torres fouls out. Keith singles, moving Carpenter up to second. And then Riley Green again doubles to right, scoring both of them, making it 4-0 Detroit Tigers in the top of five. Torkelson strikes out. McKinstry walks and Dingler walks. So we go to Mason Flaherty. And of course, he does what Mason Flaherty does. Gets the strikeout, gets out of the inning, keeps it 4-0. Now, can we rally back? Of course not. Bottom of fifth, Jack Flaherty still going. Barger singles. Lucas grounds into a double play. Stefanik flies out. The inning is over with just the one hit. So we are 4-0 heading into the sixth. Mason Flaherty still on the mound. 3 up, 3 down because he's Mason Flaherty and that's what he does. Bottom of six. Jack Flaherty still pitching. Gets Clase to strike out, Bichette to strike out looking, and then Guerrero Jr. reaches on an infield single like a swinging bunt down the third baseline. And Dalton Varsho steps up, and he golfs one to left field, 376 feet. Guerrero Jr. scores. It's now 4-2. We are back in it. Like I say, the last four innings were pretty good baseball, pretty entertaining baseball, much unlike the first five. Springer then strikes out as Hannafy comes in to pitch, replacing Flaherty. So we head to the seventh in a 4-2 game. Brendan Little comes in to pitch for us, and he does what he's done basically all year. He gets a strikeout of Malloy, he gets Green to strike out, he walks Torkelson, and then he gets McKinstry to ground out to the shortstop, keeping it 4-2, a clean inning. Just what Flaherty and Little have been doing all along this year. Hanafy still pitching for Detroit in the bottom of the 7th. Kirk flies out. Barger doubles to center, and Miles Straw comes through. He singles to right field. Barger scores. Straw then steals second. Stefanik grounds out, Clausier grounds out. So unable to do anything with the runner on second base with 1 out, but it is now 4-3 Blue Jays. Top of 8, Dingler pops out. This is Chad Green pitching. Sweeney flies out, so he gets the first 2 out, and he lets up a home run to Javi Baez, 408 feet to left center before striking out Carpenter. So Chad Green running into the long ball again. He's had a bit of that, Bowden Francis luck where he's letting up quite a few long balls. I would have thought his ERA would be higher. It feels like he's been letting up a lot of runs, but he's only got a 3.66 ERA, so I was kind of surprised to see that in the box score. Like I say, it just feels like he's been a lot worse, but I guess he's actually been pretty solid for us. Conley comes in to pitch in the bottom of the 8th. Bichette leads it off. He gets a changeup low and inside, and he golfs it out to left field, 386 feet. Guerrero Jr. then grounds out. Varsho strikes out. Springer strikes out, so unable to tack on through the heart of the order there, and that would come back to bite us as it's now 5-4. Rodriguez comes in to pitch the 9th. He gets a clean inning, and then the bottom of the 9th, Brisky comes in, gets a line out from Kirky, a ground out from Barger, single from Straw, single from Stefanik, so we get 2 on, and I had to pause here for a minute because there were so many people complaining about Santander not coming in to pinch hit. It's just humorous to me that we, as fans, were able to just complain about Santander being in the lineup and wanting him benched and wanting him retired and wanting him sent to AAA. And then as soon as the game's on the line, we're also mad that he's not brought in to pinch hit. That's just kind of humorous. I agree, he probably should have been brought in to pinch hit. But yeah, that was just I was chuckling about that, seeing that discourse, just because of how easy it is to be a fan. And then Ernie Clement grounds out with the 2 outs, ending the ball game as Brisky gets the save. It's 5-4 Detroit. I'll go over to the box score real quick here. Bichette had a good game, 2 for 4 with the 2 strikeouts. He's looked a lot better recently. He's really picking it up. Guerrero Jr., 1 for 4. He could be doing a little bit better. That strikeout in the first inning was pretty typical of him. It wasn't a terrible game. It is what it is. Varsho had the big home run for us. No complaints there. Springer 0 for 4. Kirky 0 for 4. Barger 2 for 3. Lucas 0 for 2. He had a couple double plays, which was rough to see. Straw comes in and goes 2 for 2. Stefanik, the new addition, goes 2 for 4. Great to see out of him. Clausier 0 for 3. And Ernie Clement came in to pinch hit and lined one back to the pitcher for the final out there. Bichette's got his 4th home run now for a guy that just hit his first one like a couple weeks ago. He's finally heating up. Bowden Francis, another tough outing. And then the bullpen was pretty much rock solid. I don't mind giving up, the 1 run over 4 1/3 innings. That's pretty good all in all. So again, the one facet of the team kind of lets us down. The bats, they did okay. They came up with 4, not what you want to see, but it's okay. The bullpen was lights out, and the starting pitcher decided to give up a few home runs there, or I guess 2 home runs and 4 earned, which kind of let us down in the end. But just not able to finish the deal right now, and 2 games under 500 is a bit scary. If this keeps up, we are going to have to make some changes, and heads will roll if they do not turn this around. We can't keep taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Anyways, what did you guys think? Did you watch the game? Let me know your thoughts below in the comments, all right? We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.